Hey there YouTube, France Hopper here. Merry Christmas. It's Friday the 25th of December, and since the building is so kind of quiet, dead, empty, however you want to phrase it, I thought I'd give you a little tour of my apartment today, because why the heck not? Which of course has got music blasting, which we shall talk over until we get into the elevator. And I'm only up on 2, but why the hell not? Let's go all the way up to 16. Because here's the elevator I get to ride every day. It is an Otis, and this is the freight elevator, which is why it's got padding in it. And yes, it is access controlled. Control box for the elevator in there. Pretty typical Otis fixtures. I don't think those are actually LED lights.
16th floor.
So, oh, they may have actually taken out the floorboard. Oh, there it is. So each floor in here is designated with an airport code. So 16 is NRT.
Going down.
Yes, my building has a 13th floor, as creepy as that is.
Second floor.
And now we are home. How about that? Alrighty. So, this is my apartment, which is obviously pretty dark right now, which we shall fix. Alexa, turn all lights on.
Okay.
That's a bit better. There is built-in lighting, but it's all compact fluorescent, which isn't as great as LED, which everything else is. So this is the entryway. I've got a studio on the 2nd floor of my building, and so since I have Philips Hues, that's my normal lighting instead. That was a media rack that a friend gave to me, but I didn't have enough media to fill it up, so it's a makeshift shoe rack. Towel rack from Drexel is now full-time drying rack, since there's a towel rack built in. Here's the breaker box, which is a Siemens breaker box, not anything terribly exciting. There's the fire alarm panel. The bathroom is pretty standard. It's a shove-in tower. Shove-in tower, that's a good one. Shower and tub. I never use the bathtub because it, uses a ton of water and I have no need for a tub. But it is a fairly water efficient shower head. It works pretty nice. The pressure is pretty good and it gets hot pretty quick. Toilets are 2 flush toilets, just like Australia, although this isn't a Karama, this is a Sterling, but you've got your low flush, high flush. Sink is a sink, which partially works. It doesn't really go all the way over for hot, but you can get plenty cold, but it gets warm enough. And the stopper doesn't actually work. Nice large mirror, howdy. Here are the washer and dryer, which is included in the unit. It's a Bosch Access, so that's the washing machine down there, that's the dryer. Only thing I'm not a huge fan about with these is the dryer vents to the inside. This doesn't actually vent to the outside, so it doesn't particularly get very warm and it doesn't dry the greatest, probably because I always use regular dry, which is about, let's see, I think that's an hour and yeah, roughly 2 hours. It has a moisture sensor in it, roughly here. It's just a nice metal plate which detects how damp it is inside. The lint screen is plenty big. This is actually the only lint screen that I've ever seen where it opens like that. I'm used to you just pulling it back, you know, right out, but it does a good job of trapping the lint. The washer is pretty easy to use. You select using the dial what you want, you hit the start button. The weirdest thing about this, which I had to actually find a manual in English to figure out, is each compartment actually has a number. There's a number 1, there's a number 2, and there's a flower, which without the manual you have no idea what any of those mean. I think this one is the softener, that's detergent for soaking, and that's detergent for washing. So this is the compartment that I always use. And inside, it's not particularly huge because this is a LEED Gold building, so everything is supposed to be super efficient and everything. The washing machine, for the most part, is. It works really well. Dryer, not huge fan of because it leaves stuff damp. So there's some good storage space above the unit. I wish I had actual shelves in there to store my linens, because as you can kind of see, this is a really big space, but oh well. Towel rack again included. There's my raincoat, because in Portland it rains like crazy. The one thing that I very much like about this, even though it's got a compact fluorescent in it, that guy there is actually a humidity sensor, so this actually does a really good job of keeping out the humidity in the bathroom. It turns on and off automatically, and that, of course, is a compact fluorescent too. There's my bathrobe. So, if we take a look at the apartment itself, this is, I think, 760 square feet-ish, roughly. Again, it's a studio. I pay just over $1,300 a month for this. So this is the sleeping area, which, as you can see, has got a partitioning bit there. On the first floor, which we skipped since it's got a couple townhouse-style apartments, the community living room and the fitness center, there's panes of glass there because it looks out to the courtyard/backyard. Built-in closet, which is a mess, so I won't actually show you, but there's a rail there, and some tiny little shelving on top. There's my 3 suitcases and some spare bedding. There's no wardrobe built in besides, you know, the actual closet with its racks, which does not come with hangers either, which I wouldn't expect it being an apartment. So there's my wardrobe from IKEA. Various posters that I've collected over the years, all of course in IKEA frames. Someday I hope to actually get frames that's the proper size for each of those. I had to make do with that because I kind of eyeballed the size many years ago, which wasn't great. That one is red because it was meant to frame a poster that was supposed to fit but didn't actually fit because the trim cuts it off. So instead we've got a poster of The Wind Rises that came back for me from Australia. Mad Men, which did a lot of the distribution of anime in Australia. It was really awesome. They had a lot of freebies for premieres, so nice thick The Wind Rises Japanese poster there. There's a Metro poster from Dumb Ways to Die, made from Australia. Gave me that, as well as like 3 other Dumb Ways to Die posters, which, because they're so large and thick, are a pain to hang. So eventually I'll frame the rest of them and get them up. This is just held in with push pins right now. Over here we've got various anime posters, or well, these are all actually manga in this case, from when Barnes & Noble had a special event manga thing. Poster from the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which I very much miss having a membership to, because it was a great art museum. I haven't been to Portland, so I don't know how good it is, but that was always a great place to kill time. Poster from National Trains Day. Some posters I have from SEPTA. Wall scroll from J-List. That was the only place it fit in my apartment, so yes, it's right above my bed, which is a queen size. A friend from Portland gave me that, and it works really great. Sergeant Frog wall scroll. There's my iPod. Yep, I still got one of those. There's my Forte from 12 South for charging my Apple Watch, and IKEA wireless charging for the iPhone. So this is the combination living, dining, kitchen space. It's the really everything else space. Table not included. That also came from a friend, and as you can see, I don't really make much use of it other than putting stuff on it because I'm single and the bad habit of eating at my desk / on the sofa while watching TV kind of carried over from Drexel. Over here, I've purposed this little ledge for holding all of the books and movies that I have from the library, and my Amazon Echo does a good job of holding them up. Alexa, say hello. Or not. She's moody. Yeah, some more posters and stuff. That's my HVAC unit. It is, I guess, central heating, air, whatever. I haven't turned it on once since moving to Portland because Portland's weather is decent enough that the windows do a pretty good job of doing heat and air, and my computer, the Mac Pro, generates plenty of heat, so I haven't even turned over the heat. And this is a pretty well insulated building. It's all concrete walls, although this is drywall here. In front of it, there's another media rack, same friend, which I've actually put to some use there. Various CDs and whatnot up there. 30 random animes that I got ages ago from Right Stuff. I think that was a Crunchyroll promotion. I never actually opened any of them, to be honest, and until I moved here they had been sitting in a box because I'm honestly not really interested in any of the series. In fact, here's what there was for those of you who are interested in that. That's some recycling waiting to go out because I guess a bunch of people got TVs, so the cardboard is overflowing right now. Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions poster and the set list from Portland and my guest badge. Perks of being friends of the producer who happens to live in Portland. Here is my IKEA Daytoff cabinet, however in the world you pronounce that, which of course has got my anime figures in it. I mean, what else would you use one of these for? It's perfect for that. That's a light box also from IKEA, which eventually I'll get around to putting the rest of my Nendoroids in. Pen plush from Crunchyroll. Purple shredded ice stabber from Cyanide and Happiness. As for the kitchen and all this is all bamboo. There's the refrigerator and there's the freezer. That's the dishwasher. It's an electric range from Electrolux. If you open this up, you have a fan which doesn't really do anything. I don't know if it's actually supposed to suck up the air or just blow it around. I wouldn't be surprised if those filters or whatever haven't been cleaned in years, so this doesn't work particularly great. And the light occasionally doesn't like to turn on because I guess it's a preheat, fluorescent, whatever you call them. But it gets the job done. Storage-wise, you know, because you've got the fan thing under here, you don't have a terrible amount of storage in there. And then these three cabinets are all the same with the adjustable shelf. So why not? I guess I'll open them all up so you can get a look at just how much they hold. Yep, plenty of ramen because it's probably the cheapest thing Safeway has. So we'll close those guys back up. The sink works pretty well. The one thing that I'm not a huge fan of with the sink is the stopper thing for the garbage disposal doesn't actually drain so great, so sometimes I gotta take a fork and poke it to make the water go down. It's not that it's clogged, it just really kind of sucks at draining, to be honest. That said, it does have a garbage disposal. The microwave came with. The toaster oven is mine. The microwave actually works pretty great. It's very nice having it. Works rather well. As you can see, that's a rack from the refrigerator because the refrigerator isn't particularly huge. And things are only adjustable to an extent. Maybe I should Actually, I don't have a shelf-related one there other than that one. Anyway, that's the refrigerator, which isn't too bad. The freezer is pretty tiny. This gets more full than my refrigerator because this really has pretty much no space in it whatsoever. Yeah, this is the biggest drawer. There's 2 miniature ice cube trays which did come with. In case anyone wanted a good look at the thermostat, that's what it is. It's a pretty typical Honeywell system. Yeah, so the range, you've got 4 burners. One thing that's kind of annoying is the switches don't come off, so that makes it a little difficult to clean. That's my own, whatever you call those things, from IKEA. Here's another cabinet which has got pots and pans in it, and the shelf, I believe, is adjustable. The oven is pretty nice and large, heats up pretty well. That came with 3 shelves, although racks. I only ever really use the one, and it's a good size. You can actually fit a turkey in there, which I did for Thanksgiving. These are all pretty much the same size, size-wise. That's from IKEA. And there you go. Underneath the sink, there is plenty of room to cram in more stuff if need be, although the garbage disposal does kind of take up a lot of space. The dishwasher works fairly well. It's a Bloomberg, which I'd never heard of until I moved here. The refrigerator and freezer is also a Bloomberg. I usually just leave it on the 30-minute quick wash. There's also a full hour thing, but the 30 minutes is usually good enough for as full as I get it. And that's what it looks like. Like any modern dishwasher, I guess, these days, you know, you gotta buy what fits in it, which I did not, so my silverware is always a fight to get it to fit in, as are the cups and stuff up there. So I'm not a tremendous fan of the dishwasher, but it certainly beats washing by hand. So there's the other bookcase full of anime and manga. Another bookcase, that was my first one from back home in New Jersey, so those shelves are fixed. Shelves in there moved because that was built for when I went off to Drexel. Not a bad view, in my opinion anyway, out the front, because got downtown Portland out there. There's the Max tracks and the streetcars around the corner. And as I like the rail, not a bad setup, in my opinion. Yeah, that's about it. There's my PlayStations, PlayStation TV, Vizio soundbar. That's my desk with mismatching monitors and all that. And I guess that'll about do it. There you go. That's a look at my apartment. That's it. Merry Christmas.